You've like never met anyone off a dating app?
No.
Really?
Wait, why
but
would
you're
you
on them? That seems like a waste of time.
I mean,
Truly.
It's like another form of social media. What do you mean? It's
Yeah.
just like a little
If you're doing the same thing on both platforms,
Right.
Just a boost.
right?
Is there
You know what I
nothing
mean?
a guy can do or look like or seem like on a dating app to make you want to actually meet him?
No, because they're on the app.
But you're on the app.
But it's different.
10 years ago, I started using dating websites which have further evolved into dating apps now. As a straight young man in his 33 who is still single and has had never had sex in his entire life, I'm definitely not looking for hookups or one-night stands. As a person who has genuinely pursued an honest, lifelong committed relationship using all sorts of dating platforms out there, I'm here to tell you that if you are an average person with the same intentions, you need to stop scrolling through these websites and these apps from this day and henceforth. This is for the sheer good of your time, money, and your mental health. Hi, I'm Soro, and this is the first video of my channel. If you are someone struggling with anxiety, depression, like me in the past 15 years or more, make sure to subscribe. This is your opportunity to break free from the lies of social media and the negative thoughts within you. This channel is determined to help everyone who is struggling with these issues like I did in the past using the same tools that I received. Whether you're a man or a woman, dating apps are nothing but a means for companies to make profit out of. It's all about the money for them and nothing else, even if it is at the expense of precious lives. So if you're not familiar with the algorithm, let me explain. Most popular dating apps like Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, and Shaadi work kinda like the YouTube algorithm, in the sense that the profiles that get the most matches or interests are always the ones that are shown to the users. So if a person does not get any clicks, the profile gets dumped down and down like an ELO score in multiplayer games. So just like the YouTube promotions, these apps offer premium subscriptions which allows your profile to get promoted despite this downside. It's like a pay to win, and as a person who has always gone for the premium plans, I can tell you that it actually works for getting tons of views. But believe me when I say it, it's not worth a penny. The whole purpose of this approach from these companies is to hook more people into these dating apps so that they make a shit ton of money out of the average lonely man. And the reason why I say men is because all dating apps are designed to be favorable for women than men. And part of the reason is because, according to statistics, there's way too many men than women in numbers just to begin with, and the amount of attention that a few get is exponentially high. And just to give you an example from a video that Wheat Waffles made, this was a guy who showed interest to over 7,886 girls with a premium subscription. He's not the kind of average person that you can see from his profile alone that he qualifies all the checkmarks for the top 2% attractive men. The results were staggeringly low of a mere 290 that gave him a yes for the 7,886 girls that he liked, which means the 7,596 of the girls on Tinder found him to be not good enough or not a proper match for them. It's like a 3.7% match for these. To make things worse, out of the 290 that he matched, he messaged 99, where he had conversations with 68, while 31 left after his first message. 40 of those he spoke to eventually ghosted him, while 17 openly gave up on him. He was finally left with 11 phone numbers, where 3 of them showed up for the date, while the remaining 8 eventually gave up on texting or declined his date offer or simply never showed up in the first place. And sadly, to the tragic ending of his 3 dates, they never worked out in the long run. Considering the massive amount of time it took for this entire process and the patience of waiting, this man who qualifies in every regard and in every sphere ended up wasting a ton of money apart from the damages to his confidence and his self-esteem. So, are women to be blamed for this? Well, the popular phrases that goes like all women are evil from the red pill and all men are bad from the mainstream is nothing but a complete dog shit that is proven to make both genders even more depressed, frustrated, angry, and miserable. Stereotyping or blaming an entire group of people is not the solution to any of the problems that we face in modern society. Trust me, even I was one of those who tried the Muslims University when it used to be a trend. So the context of this video is centered around not to hate women, but to enlighten the truth and encourage everyone to seek their partners with a healthy solution. And I wish every girl out there was as honest and straightforward as this lady.
You wanna have sex?
So most of the content in this video is not just about the lessons of my life, but it's also derived from the statistics of countless other men. So, to put things in perspective, here are some of the reasons why it is not good for you or anyone to use dating apps to find your partner. If you ask any of your female friends or female family members about the kind of DMs and requests they get just from social media alone, they might show you a wider picture than what you get from your profile. This is because girls in general, depending on their attractiveness, get a staggering amount of desire from men just from their looks alone. And the figures are more of a consistent and rising one in statistics. They just get thousands of DMs every day, and this can literally be quite overwhelming for them. The amount of attention that girls get in comparison to dudes is not even the same stratosphere. There is literally no advantage of being an honorable, honest, and nice guy that talks one girl at a time while he takes her time to get into a relationship with her. The chemistry between the two genders is spaces apart, while in reality, they both share the same emotions and the desire for love. So what happens when a person gets so much of attention and so much of cherries to pick? It's like celebrities. The never-ending satisfaction from one fruit is never enough to satiate the desire for more and better ones. And this is the case with girls on dating apps and social media. They always have a plethora of men to choose from. And when you devalue yourself like the most of the sims out there, you are literally placing yourself among one of those who get ignored or rejected. Even if you do get lucky with an interest from an attractive young lady, she'll have matched with 10 other interests for men who are just better in every way for her. You're like a backup to make her feel better, especially if she's recovering from a recent breakup. As funny as it sounds, the sad reality of men taking advantage of women is also true in the reverse fashion as well. And I was a victim of such a relationship twice. And believe me, the pain of getting rejected after you put your heart and mind into a person is way more than a swipe from a stranger. Most girls on dating apps have the attention span of a goldfish. That's what happens when you lie in the bed while scrolling through Instagram and TikTok all day long. Your brain just kinda rots, you know? And this is where you come in. With all the options and the attention they get, no amount of six-pack is gonna save you from the impending rejection. For them, you're just an entertainment, a side hustle, until a better option shows up in their inbox. Another important factor for men to remember is that dating apps are not like porn sites where you can jerk off to whatever you want and then go back to minding your own business. You don't get cheated or rejected or ghosted there. You can, however, waste a lot of money if you are spending it on stuff like OnlyFans. But that's a topic for another day. Dating apps are mostly people who paint a picture of a version of themselves. And most of the time, their photographs can also be quite deceptive. Even checkboxes can be faked with a little bit of lies here and there. It's not like YouTubers and live streamers who have a track record of having a history of interactions with people, you know. The women who have photos like celebrities are always the kind of types that you should stay the hell away from, due to the reasons that I mentioned regarding the unsolicited attention part of this video. And unless they are promoting their OnlyFans page or a free date, they have no reason to stick with an average guy like you and me. Most girls are not looking for six-packs or 6-inch bananas. Even if you start talking to someone, it takes several weeks to months for a girl to be into a dude, while it takes only a few conversations for a guy to fall for a girl. The process is extremely painful and requires a lot of patience from the man to have the slightest chance to be ever successful. This is part of the reason why porn sites are growing rapidly while the dating culture is literally dying as the years go by. This puts the so-called AI robot wife as the rich man's wet dream. These apps are designed for women rather than for men. It's more like a job interview for men, while it's like a supermarket shopping for women. It's a sheer reality. 90% of the average men end up being crushed mentally and emotionally because of these apps. If you are feeling low, you need to understand one thing, and that is that your profiles can only show a glimmer of yourself, and most of the time, it is quite misleading to them. Apart from a few photos and write-ups, it is impossible for any of these apps to tell the girls about your true nature, your true behavior, and your true potential. The result of repeated failing the online dating sphere can be life-threatening. If you are at the verge of ending your precious life, stop this video immediately and reach out to a medical person near you, because that will help you more than any video on YouTube. A lot of men have completely lost their sense of self-esteem and worth because of this. I've read through forums after forums, countless discussions after discussions about this issue. So you're not alone in this. The result of hitting rock bottom has caused many young men to seek out casual dating. Guys who are in loose relationships are even willing to share his girl for another man because of the fear of losing her. Cuckolding is not good for any relationship. If a girl is seeking out another man while she is in a committed relationship, the chances are she is looking for an escape pod while you are the raft in her sinking ship. Cuckolding has never worked for anyone. It didn't work for Destiny and it doesn't work for you. If you are being cheated in your relationship, the solution is not to satisfy her selfish desire, but rather have a conversation, understand, and make a decision before things get out of hand. This is a topic that made me quite angry with God because of the way how he made men to be much weaker in the area of dating, although it was not the original design. I left the faith 2 years ago as these questions kept pondering me. While the truth remains, life is not fair. But you have the choice to build your own castle or to chase women. But what are women normally looking for in a man? A lot of them do throw their likes for the looks of men, but the most sacred attribute they desire from a man is a sense of security and a pillow to lean on, more than anything in this world. A girl who's insecure about a relationship will most likely be swift to jump to the next island that offers more than the current one. Hell yeah, even Annie from Venom ditched Eddie because of the same reasons. You can find tons of real life examples and not just from the movies. The point here is that if you are not good enough to make someone across the internet feel secure, then she's not gonna last long. And trust me, since it's a fact in the real world where people see each other every day, then consider long distance relationships to be lucky or a miracle if it even lasts. The worst part of this is the communication gaps that come across these faceless conversations. You might crack a lame joke with a text message and an emoji, and she is probably gonna take it as an insult to ditch her. Communication gaps are rampant across these platforms. Whether you guys evolve into WhatsApp or Instagram, the misunderstanding is a serious problem indeed. Even people who live together break up for the weird reasons these days, let alone phone conversations. Now, some of the ladies are honestly looking for a husband, except not the husband to love or engage with, but the kind that is a free ticket to a country and a lifestyle that is quite luxurious. This is very popular in the community that I live in, and it's a sad reality. Can't blame the government for that one. If I was settled in a foreign country, then I would stay the hell away from invites from my home country, because I know exactly why I get that in the first place. It is always better for you to look for someone within your reach. I know a man, a handsome guy, a doctor who was quite settled in the United States. He got married to a girl from his country through a dating app. And by the way, she was looking for a man outside the territories. So eventually she moved in with him and turned his life into a nightmare. She spends all her time on her phone and partying with her newfound friends, while he does all the cooking and the housework along with all the hospital stuff. Divorce is quite expensive and is severely punishing, especially for men in the Western countries. So moral of the story, dating apps will have tons of these people in it. All the more reason for the top 1% to stay the hell away from this as well. So enough with the shit talking. Let's be honest and straightforward with a proper solution to all this. Stop scrolling, stop swiping, throw away these apps if you're hooked up with it. Get outside and talk to your female friends in the real world. Get to know them, understand the reality from the fiction of porn sites and dating apps. Make terms of the facts of life and then be open to having conversations with women around you in a healthy manner. Not like in a desperate guy searching for relationships. Trust me, if they are single, then they are probably as interested as you are in these topics. Most of the girls in real life don't get the time nor the opportunities like those in the virtual platforms. Ideally, the best option is to choose a conservative approach like a third person setting up the opportunities for you guys, such as your parents or your best friends, with a courtship approach rather than the dating approach. In this way, there's accountability from both sides and nobody gets to walk away without a valid reason. It is the most safest and reliable strategy for both men and women in the 21st century as well. There's nothing to be ashamed of if your priority is mental health rather than the time pass and the ego boost.
You have anxiety, throw it out the window. Self-hatred, out the window. That thing that reminds you of your ex and heartbreak, out the window. That demon that eats your socks, that doesn't even like socks, but eats them to piss you off, out the window. That one baby in the airplane that's making everyone angry, out the window. No!